Okay, so now we're going to do a video on assigning values to these properties. So if you just did the last assignment, you would have downloaded these investor HUD properties that are available for sale, and I've already downloaded them in the sake of saving time. So, and I imported them into the master offer spreadsheet for HUD. As you can see, I've got lots of them working in here, but for today, we're just going to go through these. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 8 properties we're going to evaluate. So, this is kind of fun. So, I think, well, if you go into the Dropbox and you go to this Mappoint file, this is the Dayton file, so you'll be able to see all the Dayton properties. So I'm going to go ahead and open it from a different place just to I'm going to go through this file real fast so you'll see what's going on here. So this is a modified map that I've imported data from, and what this is the city of Dayton, and it's all cash solds from 0 to 50,000 throughout the whole metropolitan area, and they're color coded. So if you look over here to your left, you'll see the houses that are sold from that are cash solds from 0 to 9, basically 10,000, are the yellows. The 10,000 to 20,000 are the reds. 20 to 30 is the blues, purples on up. So you quickly get a snapshot of the city of the less expensive areas, which I have this highlighted red, which is kind of what we call a war zone, which is a really bad part of town. And then you'll see the better areas. So the reds you normally stay out of. Not always. Like I actually am putting in offers up this northern part where there's some yellows, reds, and blues. But down here, forget it. I don't want to be down here. This I've done my research. Don't want to be there. So on. So, anyways, let's get to it here. So there's a couple different ways. What we need to do next? We need to take this HUD data, these addresses, and we need to populate it into this map so we can quickly assign a value to those properties. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it the old-fashioned way, and you can just physically type in 10 Robert Street 449. So you just type in 10 Robert Street 45449, and there it is. Right, we can quickly see that in this little block right here, there's a couple reds. There's one that sold for 15,000, and there's one that sold for 16,000. Well, that gives us a pretty good idea of what we're going to offer on this property. And what we normally do is that we first determine our offer, what things are selling for that neighborhood. So 15, 16,000 is what things are selling for. We go to our sheet and we put in an offer price based on that. So we put in, roughly 15,000, but we need to reduce it by 5 or 6,000 bucks because we're trying to buy it lower than the other sold in the neighborhood, because we're going to turn around and we're going to sell it to some cash investor that's paying 15, 16,000. So we're actually going to put in 11,000, and this is kind of where it gets subjective a little bit. You kind of got to look at the asking price. Let me see where that's at. So the price is 28,000. We're going to be offering way too little on this one, probably, to even have a chance. But we'll go ahead and go through the process anyways. So that's one way that you can go ahead and find properties. There's actually an easier way that I like to do, and I imported. And this is if you put together a lot of properties. So let's say you have 20 properties you're going to evaluate on. In this instance, we only have those 8 properties. So I went ahead and saved those to my desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to import that data. So I'm going to import data wizard, go to my desktop. I'm going to go to the data that if I had a cleaner desktop, it'd be a lot easier. Here we go. and you're going to go ahead and import that data. And so you're going to have to tell Microsoft Mappoint what data you're doing here. So right here it's got address 1, which is correct. You got the city, you got the state, you got the zip code, it got that correct. Sometimes it gets it wrong. Got the county, got that right. And other data, and so on. The only one I had wrong is this property case number. So you go ahead and hit finish. It's having a hard time finding this one. And so we might have to do something different on that one. So that's the only record it couldn't find. So let's just go ahead and skip that record for now, but you can manually type it in, see if you can find a different way. But for now, let's just go ahead and skip that record. Now, oh great. So after all that, my Microsoft Mappoint is not going to work. So let's quickly go through this again. Ah, that's frustrating. Okay, let's see. And there might be a reason for that. I wonder if it's the file type I just used. Skip. There we go. Now it works. So what I do here, I usually use something different than the push pin. So let's go ahead and use the shaded. Oh no, we don't want to use that. Actually, let's go ahead and use the push pins. I used the black push pins. Next, and now change this to something distinct. So I change it to big green circle. And then this is what's going to be in the box when it pops up. And I don't need city, state. Actually, zip code's fine. And I like to know what the price is. And then I like to know what the square footage is. So go ahead and click it. So now you can see that it automatically pops. You don't have to type in all 8 addresses. Just go through that process and it'll populate them for you. So scrolling down, all you got to do is go to the circle, show the information, and we're just going to look at what's selling around this. So this one it's a 1,300 square foot house selling in this area, and you can quickly see this one sold for $10,000. This one sold for $13,000. This one sold for $12,000. You can see that they're way overpriced with this house already. This one sold for 24. So I'd kind of take 18. I'd kind of take a rough average of everything, and these over here are getting a little more expensive, or at least they were. So 13. So anyways, we kind of went through those. So we're kind of in that 13 to 18 range. I'm going to ignore this very highest one. And so our offer price will be 13 to 18. So take kind of an average of those two, and you're going to come up with around 15.5. And that was which property again? It was a Wyoming Street. So we would put in 13.5 minus 5,000. So we would probably offer $9,000. Let's just say 4,000. We're way off. They're asking 28. We want to offer 9. I probably wouldn't waste the time making an offer on that one. That's so low. So let's move on. Now, so now that you have the circles in here, it really just is about taking a look at what's selling. So they have this price for 40, sold for 24. This one sold for 32. It's an 1,100 square foot house. It's 900, 600. So I would probably put more weight on the house that sold on this street than this one over here, because this looks like it's tucked away in a nice little cul-de-sac, which does have a little more value. So I would say about 25,000. We'd probably want to offer around 20,000, so half of what they got it for, or they got listed for. So that is this one. So we'd offer 20,000. So we're saying that it would probably sell for around 25,000. Well, we want to offer about 20,000. That's what we want to pick it up for. Okay, so moving on. I mean, it's really that simple. You just want to narrow down, and you can, if you want to cut these after you're done, just for the sake of staying organized, probably is not a bad idea. So let's go over here. Take a look at this guy. So they have listed for 57 and 11,000. And I'm right clicking, by the way, right clicking on these little push pins. This one's sold for 19,000. We're at 40,000. I'm not even gonna offer on this one. So this one again is Maple. That one's going to be sitting for a while, so I would just go ahead. If you're going to track it in the database, that's a good idea. But I would just put, overpriced. Not even make an offer on that one. It's just there's just too much of a difference. You kind of want to be within at least 50% or so. So here we don't have a lot of solds in this area. They're selling this for 15,000. And this one sold for 18,000. So this one actually looks like 900 square foot, 1,000 square foot. It's very, very similar in size. So this one actually we might have Beech Grove. I would offer. Well, the other one sold, so 15,000 is their price. So I would go ahead and offer 10,000 on this one. And we'll hope to be able to sell it for 15. So that one actually has some promise. This one here, 28. It's going to be overpriced. We're going to be within the the low 20s. So 950. So square footage somewhat similar. Sold for 16,000 or 15,000. So we'd want to offer somewhere around 10,000 for this one, which is going to be far too little. And that was Robert Street, which we've already done. Yeah, we already did 11,000. Okay, so cut you out. So we're just stepping through these guys. Here's one clear out here. If there's really no comps, well, there's one. And what do they want for it? 40,000. This one sold for 31, so we want to be offering about 25. So Vine, we would offer 25, or assign a value of 25. Cut. So that's it. I'm not finding the other ones, but I'm kind of running out of time on my video anyways. So where are those other guys at? Oh, they're in here. So yeah, you would go ahead and take a look at. You can maybe make bigger circles so you can find them easier. This one they're trying to sell for 14. Looks like these are sold for less than 10,000. Yeah, 1,800 bucks. 5,000 bucks. So you'd want to offer somewhere around there. I'm not going to go ahead and evaluate those. And I know I'm missing another one here somewhere, but anyways, maybe make bigger circles so you can find them. So that's just a quick video on how to evaluate these properties.